Tonight, J Street AU Israeli-Palestinian vigil, as well as Eric Holder's resignation from office.
Also in the news, SIS explores racial inequity close to home, as well as the birth of Chelsea Clinton's first baby girl.
Good evening, and welcome to ATV News. I'm Katarina Rabidi.
And I'm Sarah Schrader-Nahum. ATV News starts now.
Hannah Graham has been missing for over 2 weeks now. Police now have a suspect, Jesse Matthew, who's in custody at a Virginia holding facility. Graham was last seen walking with Matthew on surveillance video at 1 a.m. Jesse has been charged with 1 count of abduction with intent to sexually assault Hannah.
Chelsea Clinton gave birth to her first baby girl, Charlotte Clinton Mezvinsky, late Friday night. She and husband Mark Mizvinsky are full of love and excitement for this new chapter in their lives. Bill and Hillary Clinton also welcomed their first granddaughter and embraced their new roles as grandparents. Let's now take a look at the J Street AU Israeli-Palestinian vigil covered by Hannah and Deepak.
Religion, culture, geography, all part of the Israeli-Palestinian discussion, yet none were mentioned Tuesday night. Just 29 days after the Israeli-Palestinian ceasefire, American university students gather here at the Case Spiritual Life Center in the name of community to mourn those lives lost during the fight. The vigil laments the lives of over 2,100 people lost during the 50 days of fighting.
So it has been a very difficult summer for everyone invested in the Israeli-Palestinian issue, and that's why we wanted to come together as a community, and we wanted as J Street U to have this vigil so that we could provide a space for everyone in the community to come together.
J Street U, the host of this event, is a student organization that supports a 2-state resolution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
What's really important at this event is that we're bridging the gap. We're not trying to be political. It's just to remember the lives and to mourn the lives who have died in this conflict.
The vigil began at 8 o'clock with names of those dead read aloud here in Washington, D.C. as peace talks continue in Cairo. But for students on campus, this is only one step in the long journey towards peace. After 7 weeks of fighting, students here on campus are happy for the current peace and are hoping for a speedy agreement. With ATV News, I'm Hannah Muyao.
Now, Brianna and Sarone with the scoop on entertainment news and Hollywood's breakups.
Hello, welcome to ATV Entertainment News. I'm Breon Page.
And I'm Sarone.
Breaking news, Amber Rose files for divorce from rapper Wiz Khalifa due to irreconcilable differences. The two were married for 1 year and have a 1-year-old baby boy.
Thank God it's Thursday. Shonda Rhimes took over ABC with not 1, but 2, but 3 shows. Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, and How to Get Away with Murder. How to Get Away with Murder is about a twisted murder plot that promises to change the course of a group of lawyers' lives.
Talk Dirty to Me recording artist Jason Derulo and American Idol winner Jordan Sparks have called it quits after 3 years of dating. Sources say cheating played no part in their breakup.
AU Association of Black Journalists hosts Blogging with Belly featuring blogger, journalist, author Demetria Lucas. Lucas gave advice on how to start a blog, and they should never give up on their dreams.
Pharrell Williams releases new unisex scent titled Girl, available exclusively at Sephora. Definitely going to pick that up.
Yes, definitely.
This has been your weekly entertainment news. I'm Breon Page.
And I'm Sarone.
Thanks, Breon and Sarone. The School of International Service explores racial inequity close to home. Let's take a look now with Lisa and Elizabeth.
On Wednesday, September 24th, SIS Diversity and Inclusion Initiatives hosted a workshop called From Gaza to Ferguson to Washington. The event focused on global racial inequity and its impact on the international community. These issues have dominated the world's headlines, and now AU students, faculty, and staff are talking about them.
The point was sort of to have a more expanded conversation than people often have in their everyday lives.
At my table, we really focused on, better understanding each other's experiences, and bringing a group of people together that may look different, may act different, come from different, experiences in life, and having this group of people come together to talk about, a difficult issue, but something that is important to all of us.
And the idea is basically, if all the different voices are not at the table, then we're not making the best decisions we could for our country around national security, around foreign policy. It's just really important to have the variety of perspectives that come from different experiences.
They're, starting to do more dialogue, more diversity and inclusion events, and so I really wanted to, be one of the people that are supporting them to show that they're important.
Diversity and Inclusion will be hosting more events in their Exploring Identity series this semester. On October 21st, there will be a roundtable discussion on first-generation faculty, and on November 12th, there will be a panel for LGBTQ students studying abroad. This has been Lisa Lair from ATV News.
Attorney General Eric Holder, the first African American to hold the position, resigned last week, saying it was the right time for him to go. His work with voting rights, racial inequality, and LGBT rights was controversial. His 6-year legacy will be marked by these civil rights issues and close bond to the president. The National Mall will undergo construction for up to 18 months. During this time, pedestrians will be forbidden from walking on the 5-block grass and walkway areas. Fences have now gone up from 7th to 12th Street Northwest as of last week. With the latest in sports, we turn it over to Taylor Kinsler.
Welcome to ATV Sports. I'm Taylor Kinsler. It's been a busy week for the AU Eagles. AU volleyball swept Bucknell in their Patriot League opener this week. The Eagles certainly capitalized on their home court advantage in their first conference play of the season. They downed the Bison 3-0. Junior Sarah Katz led the way with an impressive 12 kills for the night, followed by Christina Lindavoska with 11 kills. Also adding to the decisive win was a stellar performance by senior Megan Rosberg, whose 3 aces gave the Eagles an early lead in set 2. This was the first conference play win, but it brings their season record to an impressive 10-4. Now, women's field hockey split a pair of games last weekend, winning over Lehigh and falling just short of the number 2 ranked Princeton, 2-2 on Saturday. The team is headed on the road to face longtime rival Bucknell today and then moves to Temple on Sunday. Men's soccer heads to Lehigh today to begin conference play. The team has been on a roll, winning the past 5 games with 1 tie. Men's soccer heads back to Reeve Field next weekend to face Holy Cross, which promises to be a special day as the Eagles honor the 2004 championship team alumni and play in memory of 2005 graduate and AU soccer great Sean Kuykendall. The players will wear special shirts bearing his name. This weekend, women's lacrosse opens its fall season at AU against Catholic University. The women's soccer team hopes to get back on track following a couple tough losses to Lehigh. Local rival UMBC will host Holy Cross today at Reeves Field. And finally, the American University swimming and diving team will hold their annual red and blue meet for the alumni today at 3 o'clock. Now moving over to national sports, wasn't a great week for Redskins fans as the Skins open up Thursday night football against the Giants, minus RG3, stinging 45-14 loss, and perhaps they should have stuck to Monday Night Football. But I think the real story for sports this week, and perhaps the entire year, comes out of the Bronx. Now, as a lifelong Red Sox fan, it's generally hard for me to say anything positive at all about the Yankees, but I've found myself joining with the legions of baseball fans across the country, watching as legendary Yankees player Derek Jeter winds down his impressive 2-decade career. From the heartwarming Gatorade commercial to seeing the touching pre-game lead-up stories, it's hard to believe that his career is coming to an end. But no one, and I mean no one, could have predicted how this story would play out. In his final home game, it looked like the Yanks were headed to a loss over our first-place Orioles. It's bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, game on, the lead runner on second. Jeter gets up to the plate, swings the bat, and as if on cue, blasts a hard-hit walk-off single to win the game. Emotions overflowed as current and former teammates flooded the field to celebrate not the win so much, but more the perfect storybook ending to an impressive career for the captain. Sports fans around the country, regardless of their home team affiliations, shared this special moment with one of the legends of baseball. Now, while the Yankees were unfortunately knocked out of contention by our very own O's, I think this was a real storybook ending for the season. A World Series win, and I'd say that's a pretty special way for Derek Jeter to go out. And it made for our sports moment of the week. And for AU Sports, I'm Taylor Kinsler.
The Ebola virus has already affected thousands in West Africa. The world is coming together to send aid and medical assistance to prevent the spread of the virus any further and help those who have already been affected. Even with help on the way, thousands will die before the money, resources, and doctors can staff the hospitals.
Apple released their latest iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus earlier this month. This new design features a larger screen, a faster processor, and an improved battery life and camera. Despite the rumors about the phone's bending issue known as Bendgate, Apple has downplayed the issue and reported that only a few people have complained to the company about this problem. Apple has conducted a series of tests to prove that Bendgate isn't as bendy as believed. Also in the news, Mount Ontake erupted early Saturday morning in Japan. It is unclear how many hikers and villagers have been injured in this volcanic eruption, but the local police and firefighters have taken action and are advising people not to approach the volcano.
Geet lets us in on the latest in finance now.
Hello, I'm Geet Jaswani, and here's your finance news for the week. Apple's latest iPhone hit the market with multiple reports of bending phones and also a buggy system update. This sent the stock dropping, but it made a recovery at the end of the week at $100 a share. September auto sales are expected to be 10% higher from year earlier comparisons. They're also expected to show a sharp decrease from last August. The Dow closed on Friday upwards near 1%. The Nasdaq was also up 1%. This has been Geet Jaswani, bringing Wall Street to AU.
We now go to Maggie and Mackenzie with politics.
Hi, I'm Maggie Miller.
And I'm Mackenzie Wilson, and this is your ATV Politics Report.
Attorney General Eric Holder announced plans to resign after 5.5 years in office at a press conference at the White House Thursday. Holder was the first African-American Attorney General and has been one of the longest-serving members of Obama's cabinet. Holder has also been one of the most outspoken of the administration. Throughout his term, he has pushed for same-sex marriage and voting rights. Holder will step down once the Senate confirms a successor.
This week marked an important turning point in the U.S.'s ongoing conflict with the terrorist group ISIL. The U.S. began airstrikes against the group in Syria early Tuesday, while continuing strikes in Iraq. In a speech on Wednesday at the UN, President Obama warned against the cancer of violent extremism that ISIL represents and urged other nations to join the growing coalition against the group.
A new report issued Friday by the Rothenberg Company claimed that Republicans stand to win at least 229 seats in Congress after November elections. If this result holds, that will mean Republicans will have one of the largest majorities in Congress in history. Democrats, on the other hand, are only projected to win 190 seats. However, neither of these outcomes will likely bridge the current divide in Congress.
This has been your weekly political report. I'm Mackenzie Wilson.
And I'm Maggie Miller. Now back to Sarah and Katarina.
Emma Watson gave a powerful speech about feminism at the United Nations meeting earlier this month in New York. Her influential speech about gender equality was an introduction to her He for She campaign, a call to encourage men to speak up for women's rights. She puts a spotlight on the common issues women face in society and the need to end gender bias. Also in the news, a death of a Georgetown student shakes the DC community. Sophomore Andrea Jaime died from bacterial meningitis earlier this month. There have been no other confirmed cases, and the university has released that this strain of meningitis is not considered a risk to others, but those who were close to her have been given preventative antibiotics. Students have been advised to maintain healthy hygiene and to report any signs of severe symptoms to a doctor. Now we go to World News with Jamie and Bennett.
Welcome to ATV World News. I'm Bennett Lapidez.
And I'm Jamie Sheasley. A doctor in rural Liberia has tried giving his Ebola patients an HIV drug. Dr. Gubi Logan has given the drug, lamivudine, to 15 Ebola patients, and all but 2 survived. The 13 patients who took the lamivudine and survived received the drug in the first 5 days or so of their illness. The 2 patients who died received it between days 5 and 8. Logan said that he got the idea to try lamivudine when he read in scientific journals that HIV and Ebola replicate inside the body in similar ways. The death toll from the Ebola outbreak has surpassed 3,000, according to the World Health Organization. As of this morning, 6,500 people are believed to have been infected. Some scientists project that without intervention, the death toll could rise above 20,000 by November.
North Korea has admitted to Kim Jong-un's ill health. Rumors say that Kim, reputedly a heavy smoker, is in less than robust health, surfaced earlier this year when state TV footage showed him with a pronounced limp and looking noticeably bulkier, apparently due to a weakness for cheese, than he did during his first few months as leader. Speculators believe that the reclusive leader is suffering from a debilitating case of gout.
Britain, Belgium, and Denmark have lined up behind the United States in its fight against the Islamic State, agreeing to assist with military operations in Iraq. However, all European nations have drawn the line against direct intervention in Syria. The coalition, which now includes 5 Arab states, Britain, France, Australia, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Denmark, provides Washington with a broader consensus for what is described as an extended campaign waged without a resolution authorizing the use of military force by the UN Security Council. Russian officials have criticized strikes within Syrian borders, claiming that it violates Syria's sovereignty.
Hong Kong police have cleared the main government compound of pro-democracy demonstrators who had occupied the area on Friday. More than 60 people were arrested, with police using pepper spray to restore order. Nearly 30 people were hurt. Activists calling themselves Occupy Central opposed Beijing's decision to rule out fully democratic elections in Hong Kong in 2017. In a statement issued this morning, Occupy Central alleged that pepper spray was used without warning and condemned the use of unnecessary force against peaceful protesters.
This has been ATV World News. I'm Jamie Sheasley.
And I'm Bennett Lapidez.
Now, everything you need to know about this week's weather with Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah and I'm reporting on this week's weather. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be a pretty cloudy week. Monday's high will be 78 degrees with a low of 63, and there will be a 30% chance of rain. Tuesday will be mostly cloudy with a high being 78, low being 65, and there will be a 35% chance of rain. Wednesday is looking better. It will be mostly sunny, high being 77, low being 63. Thursday will also be sunny with a high of 76 and a low of 62. Friday will bring low clouds with a high of 77 and a low of 65. This has been Sarah with your ATV weather report.
We now go to Alex and Kristen with What's Up AU.
Hi, I'm Alex Wan.
And I'm Kristen Luft, and welcome to What's Up AU.
This past week has been eventful for AU. On Tuesday, September 23rd, National Geographic's Executive Vice President Jeff Daniels came to campus to present the Nat Geo Goes Wild Center for Environmental Filmmaking film series. Daniels discussed why Nat Geo is becoming one of the fastest growing networks in cable, while taking guests on a tour through rural farms and dense jungles in his film series.
Last Thursday, Phi Mu Sorority hosted Big Man on Campus, a talent competition that brought together men from multiple organizations on campus. The event raised almost $5,000, which benefited Children's Miracle Network Hospital, a charity that raises funds for children's hospitals across North America.
This past Friday, AU's club men's ice hockey team played a charity game against the National Capital Military Team. All donations at the game will go to the nonprofit organization called Defending the Blue Line, which provides opportunities for military families to play hockey.
This upcoming week rings in October, a month packed full of events at AU. Day of the Girls Summit is Saturday, October 4th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the SIS building. The conference is hosted by She's the First and will discuss issues and solutions facing women and girls globally.
Looks like the Kennedy Political Union has a lot of guests coming in the future. Jose Antonio Vargas, a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist and influential figure in immigration reform, is coming to campus on October 6th at 8:15 in the Mary Graydon Center. And on October 18th, Grey's Anatomy's Gina Davis is coming to AU, so don't forget to RSVP.
I'm Kristen Luft.
And I'm Alex Wan, and this has been What's Up AU.
You know what, Sarah? I'm just so excited that in the month of October, we're going to have all these great opportunities and events right here on American University's campus. I know you're particularly excited about a certain celebrity that will be here.
I know. I'm so excited to see Gina Davis from Grey's Anatomy come on campus. We are just so blessed and have a great opportunity to have all these people come to campus, and I'm just really excited, looking forward to it.
Yeah, so everyone make sure you go check out all the great events AU's hosting in October.
This has been ATV News with Sarah Schrader-Nahum
and Katarina Rabidi. See you next week.